Hello everyone, Namaskar. I hope you all are doing great. Today in this particular video we will be talking about bleed monitoring computer failure. We will see how your bleed operations are affected, how your leak detection is affected if any of the BMC fails. So there are two bleed monitoring computers and which are responsible for your monitoring and operation of bleed system, right? We will see what is written in your books, but before that, disclaimer: I do not own any of the image and content used in this course. All of it is just a reproduction of Airbus manuals, CBTs and images from the Google, just to serve the purpose of easy understanding of the system and procedure. If you find any incorrect or inappropriate explanation, please let me know in comments or send me direct messages. I will definitely correct myself. So guys, first of all let me tell you about the BMC failure, and then we will see what is written in your books. It is a very short information which is given in your book, but it is very important. I need to explain you first. So there are two loops for the wings to detect the leak. There is only one loop to detect the pylon leak, and there is only one loop for the APU, right? Now we will talk about the leak detection, how leak detection is affected when BMC fails. Then comes the overpressure warning and over temperature warning, right? So let me tell you in the beginning only, if any of the BMC fails, the another BMC is capable to issue a overpressure and over temperature warnings, right? There is no discussion for this. If any of the BMC fails, another one will issue overpressure and over temperature warning. The main confusion is in the leak detection, how leak detection is affected if any of the BMC fails. So I'll be telling you about the leak detection only. So guys, your left hand engine pylon loop is connected with BMC1, right? Your right hand side of engine pylon loop is connected with BMC2. There is no standby. If the BMC1 fails, in this case your left hand side engine leak has been lost. If your BMC2 fails, then right hand side of engine bleed leak has been lost, right? Now comes the APU also has a single loop, and that loop is connected with BMC1. Now you can imagine, if BMC1 fails, then your APU leak detection is also lost. Perfect. So now comes the wing leak. There are two loops for each wing to detect the leak, loop 1, loop 2. One of them is connected with BMC1 and another loop is connected with BMC2. Similar for the right side, one of them is connected with BMC1, another loop is connected with BMC2. Now if any of the BMC fails, I am giving you the example. For an example, if BMC1 fails, will the leak detection of the left wing be available or not? You tell me. If BMC1 has failed, is the leak warning for the left wing is available or not? Definitely. Why? Because the another loop is connected with BMC2. BMC1 has failed, no problem. BMC2 will issue the warning. Perfect. Similar for the right hand side. Now let me conclude it. It says, just a minute. So guys, if you have BMC1 failure, what all warnings will not be available? What all leak detection warnings will not be available if BMC1 fails? So left engine and APU, will not be available if BMC1 fails. If BMC2 fails, then the right engine warning is not available. But this is not the case for the wings. Wing leak is always available. Why? Because there are two loops and they are connected with both the BMCs, right? This is the only thing which is written over here. But in tricky statements, it says if one BMC fails, the adjacent BMC takes over the monitoring of the bleed system to issue the following ECAM warning if necessary: overpressure warning, over temperature warning. I told you the overpressure and over temperature warnings are always available with even one BMCs. All confusion is in leak detection. So wing leak is also available if any of the BMC fails. Now comes the engine bleed leak and APU bleed leak. So it says engine bleed warning is lost for the associated engine. Makes sense. Second thing, as is also the APU bleed leak warning is lost if BMC1 has failed. So APU bleed leak warning also lost if BMC1 fails because it is connected with BMC1. Perfect. Now this is the only line which has been left. What does it mean? I will tell you. Let me explain you first. So guys, whenever there is a wing leak, or we can say any leak towards the left side or right side, I have told you, or you also must be having idea that bleed valve automatically closes. You must have idea of electric closure of bleed valve with the help of BMC. So guys, if there is left hand side wing leak, so your bleed monitoring computer will automatically close this bleed valve so that bleed does not go towards the left side if engine was supplying, right? Now imagine this BMC has failed, left hand side BMC1 has failed. Now who will close this bleed valve? No one. So this bleed valve will remain open. If BMC has failed, this bleed valve will not close automatically if leak is detected, right? Now if this bleed valve remains open, will there be any fault light on your overhead panel? You tell me. Yeah, try to think about it. This bleed valve is still open. There is left hand side wing leak. Your wing leak has been detected with the help of BMC2 because the loop is connected with BMC2, but this bleed valve is not connected with BMC2. This is connected with BMC1 only. So authority to close this bleed valve is with BMC1 and that has failed. Who will close it? Nobody. So this bleed valve will remain open. Now will this fault light illuminate over here? No. Why? Because this fault light illuminates whenever there is a disagreement between this push button and this bleed valve. But now guys, see, there is no disagreement between this push button and this bleed valve. This is open and this is on. So there is no disagreement. So there will not be any fault light in this. Perfect. Makes sense. Now you can pause this video and read your FCOM for me. You will not find any difficulty understanding the whole BMC failure, right? Now comes 2 or 3 statements which will help you to answer some of your questions. So guys, if BMC1 fails, BMC2 takes over all the monitoring functions except engine 1 and APU leak detection. Is it correct? Right. Why? Because in BMC1 is connected with APU and engines and they have only one loop. Engine wing leak, wing leak is available with the help of BMC2, but engine 1 and APU leak is not available, right? And one more thing I would like you to answer and think about it. What are the valves which you can connect, you can directly control from your cockpit? So out of these whole pneumatic valves, on which valves you have a direct control on, right? Right? So you have direct control for the engine bleed valve, you have direct control for the APU bleed valve, you have direct control for engine number 2 bleed valve, and the cross bleed valve with the help of this rotary knob. If you will bring it to shut, it will shut. If you will bring it to open, it will open. So you will find a question: a crew can directly control the following bleed valves. Answer is engine bleed valve, APU bleed valve, and cross bleed valve. Engine 1 and 2 is same, right? So this was all about the BMC failure, guys, and I hope you liked the video. If you like the video, you can check out other videos also. The best way to search on my channel is to go to my channel and go to the playlist, where you will find suitable playlist for you, and I will request you to solve the questions of this pneumatic systems to have more clarity over the concepts, right? Thank you guys for your time. See you in another video. Bye.